Hi there, boys and girls. Welcome to day 4's mini lesson on cause and effect. Our mini lesson today comes from our R.W. Dub story called My Big Brother Johnny Call. It's a tall tale, which you are going to be reading your own tall tale today, which is Apples to Oregon. You are more than welcome to read My Big Brother Johnny Call from our R.W. Dub if you'd like, but you are not required to do so. We are just going to be practicing with this story to figure out how to fill in our graphic organizer for cause and effect. So boys and girls, let's take a little time to review here. It says, as you read a story, you may notice that events in the story are arranged to show cause and effect relationships and what is cause and effect. So obviously, boys and girls, let's take a look here. A cause is an event or action that actually helps to make something happen. An effect is what happens because of the event or the action. Identifying cause and effects in this particular tall tale called My Big Brother Johnny Call can help you understand characters' actions as well as this sequence of events in the plot. All right, let's get started here. So we're going to reread this little excerpt from My Big Brother Johnny Call, and let's take a listen. I was just a tadpole of a girl when my family decided to leave the crowded city life behind. My daddy said there are territories out west with wide open spaces, and the Call family needs room to grow. He was mostly talking about my big brother. At 15, Johnny had grown so tall that when he stretched out in bed at night, his head hung out the front door and his feet hung out the back door all the way into the chicken coop where the hens laid eggs between his toes. Mama loaded up the wagon with our belongings and Daddy hitched up the oxen. We began to head west, but it wasn't long until Johnny hollered for everybody to stop. We'll never get there with these slowpokes pulling us, Johnny scoffed. He unhitched the team and put one ox on each shoulder. So boys and girls, let's take a look here. You'll find some highlighted sections here. The first one being, there are territories out west with wide open spaces and the Call family needs room to grow. And then it says, at 15, Johnny had grown so tall that when he stretched out in bed at night, his head hung out the front door and his feet hung out the back door, all the way into the chicken coop where the hens laid eggs between his toes. Now, with that being said, let's go to our cause and effect chart, our graphic organizer here. So the cause would be that Johnny is very tall. Well, what's the effect of him being tall? The Calls decide to move west for more room. That makes sense. The reason and the what happened because of that. So our next one says that we'll never get there with these slowpokes pulling us, Johnny scoffed. He unhitched the team and put the ox on each shoulder. Let's break it down. Well, what's the cause? The oxen were moving too slow is the reason. Well, what's the effect of that? Johnny unhitches the oxen so he can pull the wagon. Now, if we were reading the whole tall tale here, I went back into the tall tale and I found two more cause and effect to share with you. The first one says the cause, people couldn't raise crops because of the mountains. And what's the effect of that? Johnny whacked the mountains off down near the ground, hauled them west, and piled them in a big row, which we now today call the Rocky Mountains. Obviously, another make-believe situation. So here's another one. The crops were withering away because the summer was mighty dry. So what happened? What was the effect of that? The neighbors asked for Johnny's help. He used his big hoe to poke holes into the clouds to make the rain come pouring down. Again, we obviously know that these are events that could not take place in real life. So boys and girls, after you listen to the Apples to Oregon tall tale today, I would like you to pay close attention to your cause and effect graphic organizer and use your knowledge of what a cause and effect is to fill in the graphic organizer for me today. So boys and girls, enjoy. Good luck with your cause and effect, and I hope you learned something new today.